Hi guys. So this is a question from continued from our previous video, which was about quadratic theorem. All right, and in that theorem, we found that alpha plus beta, when alpha and beta are the roots, alpha plus beta is minus b over a, right? And alpha times beta is equals to c over a. And this was derived in a previous video, which I will link below. Now, in this question, we have to do if alpha beta are the roots of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where c is not equals to 0. Find the quadratic equation. So again, we need to find a quadratic equation whose roots are a minus alpha over alpha plus b minus beta, 1 minus beta over beta. All right. So let's start with the adding the roots, right? So adding the roots. Now the new roots are the one which is given in the question. So if we add those roots, 1 minus alpha over alpha, 1 minus beta over beta. Let's simplify it and see what the addition of two roots ends up. So if we add them together, we will have alpha beta as our denominator. So here we have to times by beta, and here we'll have to times by alpha, right? So that will give us beta minus alpha beta plus alpha minus alpha beta over alpha beta, right? So now here we can simplify a bit more, and so when we simplify it, we will get alpha plus beta, right? So let's write that down. Change the pen. It's alpha plus beta, okay? And the next one, so let's highlight because it's already highlighting. Alpha plus beta. The next one is minus alpha beta. Minus alpha beta will give us minus 2 alpha beta, right? Over alpha beta, okay? Now here we can simplify it in two ways. We can now divide it into two fractions, alpha plus beta over alpha beta minus 2 alpha beta over alpha beta. Alpha beta and alpha beta cancel. We are left with the things where we can substitute alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta, which we already have derived. So that will be minus b over a over c over a minus 2. Okay, now here it's a division, so fractions are division, so we can do minus b over a times a over c minus 2. So a and a cancel. We are left with minus b over c minus 2. Okay, and this is our addition of two roots, right? So this is kind of alpha dash plus beta dash, which is our new. So let's that be alpha dash, and this is our beta dash, just as easier for visualizing it, right? So this is our alpha plus beta dash. Now let's find the multiplication of those. I'll just do it here so that way we can see what we did. We are not far away. So next is alpha dash multiplied by beta dash, and that is equals to 1 minus alpha over alpha times 1 minus beta over beta. So when multiply, we just multiply the numbers in front of them. So that's going to give us 1 minus alpha, 1 minus beta over alpha multiplied by beta. And now if we expand the brackets, we will have 1 squared minus beta minus alpha plus alpha beta over alpha beta. So that will give us 1. And if we take minus common, we will have beta plus alpha, which is also alpha plus beta, and then plus alpha beta over alpha beta. Now again, we will substitute the two values that we have of alpha plus beta and alpha multiplied by beta. So 1 minus, this is minus b over a plus c over a over c over a. So this will give us 1 plus b over a plus c over a over c over a. In the numerator, we can take a common. So when we take a common, we will have, so I'll just show you what I'm doing. So we multiply by a here, and then the other things will remain same. So we will have a plus b plus c over a over c over a. Again, a and a will cancel, so you have a plus b plus c over c. Okay, and this is alpha dash multiplied by beta dash. Okay, now again in our previous video, we have found that to write these things into an equation, it is going to be a x squared minus, right, minus alpha plus beta x and then plus alpha beta. All right, so this is the new equation that we can write it into. Okay, and a is kind of with the entire equation, right? So now let's substitute. So our alpha beta in this case is alpha dash beta dash, alpha dash beta dash. So now let's substitute the values. We have a as a, x squared as x squared minus alpha dash beta dash we have just found as minus b over c minus 2x plus alpha dash beta dash for us is here, which is a plus b plus c over c. Okay, now we just need to simplify it and find it in terms of ax squared plus bx plus c. So we just have to simplify it as far as we can. Okay, so going back to the question again, alpha beta are the quadratic roots of this. So they are taking it as a is equals to 0. They are taking it as a is equals to, like the whole equation equals to 0. So we can take it as an equation rather than an expression. So we can put that as equals to 0. It will just help us in simplifying. All right, so now let's see what we can do. So let's expand the brackets. X squared minus plus b over c x minus plus 2x plus those things, a plus b plus c over c, okay, equals to 0. Now again, a when goes to the other side is going to become 0, so we can get rid of a because we can divide it over here. Now we are left with x squared. Let's have everything common c so we can get rid of the denominator. So it will give us cx squared plus bx plus 2xc plus a plus b plus c equals to 0. So now we can get rid of c as well. Now we'll just write it in the correct form. So we have x squared in the front, so that is cx squared in the front. Now the next needs to be the x value, but here we have b plus 2c x, and then the last value is a plus b plus c, and that is equals to 0. And that is our final answer in terms of a x squared. So now here your normal a will be equals to c, your b or a dash b dash is equals to b plus 2c, and your c dash is equals to a plus b plus c. Cool. I hope it makes sense, and please subscribe for more videos like these. Cool. Have a good day.